Hi everyone. So I have here our new signing for 2017, Patrick Hougaard. Patrick, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. So first of all, you come over to Britain, I believe in is it '07, '08 to start with? Obviously, you come over at a really young age. What was it like coming over at such a young age over to Britain to ride?
It was definitely a good experience. I first came over I did a few meetings for Reading 2007, but
Yeah,
my first real contract was at Bellevue 2008,
yeah.
and I did a few seasons there. But yeah, it was a big challenge. And it was definitely a good experience, and I enjoyed it a lot.
So where did it all start for you? How did you get into sort of motorbikes and speedway in general?
My dad's friend used to ride Speedway and long track, but mostly long track.
Yeah,
And he used to come and watch now and then. So back in 1993,
yeah.
I went to a meeting and I saw one of them small 50cc bikes, and I had a go at it, and yeah, I got into it that way.
Yeah, but it sort of stuck to you then.
It did, it
Yeah,
did.
yeah, it caught you on. So, moving on to your, I believe it was your first and only appearance at the Oaktree Arena. It was back in 2013, guesting in place of Jason Doyle at number one. You scored paid 14 points that night, which included four race wins. I just want to ask, what do you think of the Oaktree Arena track?
It's a really good racetrack. There's a lot of racing lines,
Yeah,
a lot of room as well. It's possible to pass. I remember it to be a really good track. It was a pretty tough meeting for me that night because Jason Doyle was probably the best in the Premier League at that time, and if he had a bad night, he was only scoring 12s and 13s. So
mm,
yeah, but it was a good night, and everyone at the club, was really nice to me, and it was a good experience.
So just going to move on now to some questions that our fans have sent into you through the Facebook page. All right. So the first question I'm going to start with is from Kelvin. He asked, "What is your main aim for yourself and the club in 2017?"
Um, for myself is to improve, especially improve on my average,
Mm,
be a lot more consistent. I'm not too concerned about my home form because I believe the Somerset track suits my riding style, and but the smaller tricky tracks and the tight tracks, I tend to struggle at times. But
mm,
if you get some confidence at home, you can take that to all the away tracks, and I'm sure that's going to help.
yeah.
A target as for the team. Some people they probably see us as one of the weakest teams on paper, but
Mm,
I think we're a team full of racers, a young team,
mm.
and I mean if we can make the playoffs, it's gonna be really good, especially for a team first time in the top league. But we're just gonna do our absolute best, and see how it goes.
Oh, good, good, good. Right. So we're going to move on to another question now from David Kirby. He asks, many are predicting the Rebels will finish bottom of the table. Obviously, home form will be crucial throughout the year, but do you believe the team can compete away from home?
Yes, I do. Like I said before, if we can get some confidence at home, I'm sure we can do well away. There's probably going to be some away tracks we're going to struggle a bit, but
Mm.
I think if we get a good start to the season, we can hopefully carry on and get some points away from home as well.
Yeah. So, moving back to your speedway career on a personal level, what has been the biggest individual achievement for yourself since you first started speedway?
I think it's going to be the Honor 21 World Final in 2009, where I finished third.
Yeah.
We won the Honor 21 World Team Final at Rye House in 2010,
Yeah.
and then probably last year when I finished fourth in the Danish Championship. Right after the meeting, I was really disappointed, but looking back, it was one of the better meetings for me.
Yeah. So, moving on as well to the Grand Prix, you've been a track reserve twice at the Copenhagen GPs back in '08 and '09. Unfortunately, you didn't get to ride in both meetings. But for you personally, was it a good experience and did you gain anything from it?
it was a really good experience. I mean, just being in the same pit at all with together with all the top boys at the same time
Yeah.
was really good. First time was good. Second time was a bit. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a good experience, especially if you're young. So
Yeah.
just to be in the stadium with the atmosphere and everything.
Yeah.
But obviously, you want to have a ride.
Yeah. So from myself personally, I'm sort of into personal training quite a bit. Is sort of fitness and that now something that you do yourself, or is that something that you've
I've
started to involve into the sport as well? Or
I've done that for pretty much my whole career.
okay, yeah,
But it tends to be something that everyone does now. I
yeah,
mean, 10, 15 years ago, people was sitting in the bar instead of
yeah,
driving home.
yeah,
Now people go home and they do look after themselves.
yeah,
They eat food, they train, and you can look at Greg Hancock. 10 or 15 years ago, you wouldn't see riders at that age, at that level,
mm,
but he's still doing it. So it's definitely something that I think everybody's doing and everybody
yeah,
needs to.
yeah. Do you feel that it makes a difference in your riding?
Yeah, I do. In my riding, but also with all the traveling,
Yeah,
be traveling between 3 or 4 countries in the same week.
yeah,
You need to be fit and you need to eat the right food and get some sleep as well.
yeah,
But the fitter you are, the easier it is to concentrate.
yeah. So now moving on to 2017, how many teams are you going to be riding for throughout Europe?
3 teams,
Yeah,
Somerset in England, Krakow in Poland, and Shelstedt in Denmark.
yeah. So are you going to be sort of flying in and out of the UK for meetings?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we have a couple of meetings the same week and I don't have anything in between, I'll stay in England. But mainly I'll be flying in and out for the meetings.
Yeah. And obviously you have a mechanic based over here as well.
Yeah, he's based in Wolverhampton. Yeah, we worked together
Mm.
first time this year.
Yeah.
Everything went well, so we're gonna do the same thing next year and hopefully get an even better year.
Yeah. So moving on to the team as a whole, what do you think they can achieve next year?
Like I said before, I hope we can make the playoffs.
Mm.
We don't have a heat leader like other teams have, but we have a pretty solid team from 1 to 7. I'm sure everybody can score points. A young team full of racers, triers. So it's
Mm.
definitely all riders that's never gonna give up and gonna fight to the end. And hopefully that can take us pretty long up the table and hopefully to the playoffs.
Yeah. So that's the end of the questions. Just want to thank you for taking time out to do this interview with me. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to say to the fans.
No, I just hope we're gonna see as many fans as possible in the stadium. They're gonna be as loud as possible to make an atmosphere, and we're gonna do our absolute best to produce some good racing.
All right. Thank you very much for taking time out, Pat.
No problem.
Cheers. Thank you.